Yo, what's going on, America? It's your boy Johnny Quest again, my man Slim Jim Longfoot. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back with another episode of Nerd Strip Club. I know it's been a little minute, America. We've been gone, you know what I mean? But we did give y'all a couple of episodes within that same time period, and we released that awesome video by Slim Jim Longfoot with Rick and Morty. So you guys had something to look forward to while we were gone. So, America, tonight I really don't have an anecdote. I got a major anecdote prepared for you for next time, but this episode is so big, so monumental, because we got so much to talk about that we're going to get right into it. We're going to jump right into it this week, America. That's right. We're going to have the Nerd Strip Club from the beginning. We're about to get raw. We're about to get straight up. We got to talk about Loki. We got to talk about Rick and Morty. We got to talk about two new shows that's coming out in 2022 that y'all didn't even know about, that I thought was crazy. And we got a secret premiere of Loki's big villain. We're going to talk about him too. So, without further ado, let's do it.
Nerd Strip Club, baby. And also we're going to do a tribute to 007 because this is episode 007. Nerd Strip Club, we up in here. Yo, y'all already know what it is. It's your man Slim Jim Longfoot, aka the GOAT, King of America. To my right, Johnny Quest Gaming, the one and only. You know what I'm saying? It's time to get nerdy and dirty up in this thing. So y'all already know what it is. Come on in and shake your tail feathers, because we talking comics, we talking hip hop, we talking gaming, movies, and like I said, all things nerdy. So we about to get nerdy and dirty, baby. That's how we about to do. So if you don't already know, now you know. Johnny Quest Gaming, you know what I'm saying, on the subjects of everything we talking about, you already know what it is. We're going to start first and foremost. Let's see. Oh, we got coming in already. Crystal Porter in the building. What's up, Crystal? What's up, my folk? Crystal right there. Shout out.
Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show.
She took me to Six Flags on her birthday earlier this year, back in May. That was my first time.
Man, that's awesome.
Six Flags back in 1987. You know what I'm saying? We had a fun-filled time right there. You know what I'm saying? Yo, shout outs to Crystal, you know what I'm saying, in the building, making it do what it do and does what it does. You know what I'm saying? How you doing tonight, sweetheart? Yo, definitely come on through and, you know, make sure, you know, check out all things nerdy and dirty up in here. That's here being the Nerd Strip Club, baby. Let's see. In regards to movies, let's see. First thing we're gonna talk about right now. I am currently, you know, I had to actually pause the movie that I'm watching right now. That I started watching about an hour or so before we went live. This movie is freaking bananas. It is off the chain. It is already a cult classic to me. This movie that just recently came out, it's out right now on Netflix, y'all. It is called Gunpowder Milkshake. When I talk about Gunpowder Milkshake, like, first and foremost, as soon as you hear the name, it already sounds like some crazy classic type joint. Shout outs to my cuz Grand Hustler. He told me about it. He said, hey, it's a movie out called Gunpowder Milkshake, and he said he was about to start watching it. And I'm like, Gunpowder Milkshake. Like, I already, when I was hearing that combination together, I'm like, that already sounds like some classic type joint. You know what I'm saying? Like, it already feel like it's just gonna be one of them type of movies. And he said, old girl from Jumanji in MCU, and I'm like, oh, you talking about? And I was like, what? Then he said the redhead in that. No, check it out. He said the redhead, and I'm like, see, you getting her name wrong. Nebula.
Yeah. I'm just saying. So, I'm thinking about my own character, but Nebula. Yeah.
So Karen Gillan is up in this movie, and when I was like less than 20 minutes into the movie, it was already off the chain. Now I'm about an hour or so into the movie. It's almost a 2-hour movie, y'all. But I want y'all to rest on that thought. It's almost a 2-hour movie, 1 hour and 50 some odd minutes. It's off the chain, y'all. It's off the chain. Paul Gill.
Don't spoil it for me.
No, I ain't spoiling nothing. Hey, I have a spoiler review on the way. So until you watch that movie, you can't even read my review. So I'm working on my spoiler review, you know what I'm saying, as I watch the movie, and I'm gonna have it up on my blog spot, y'all. Goat1408.blogspot.com, so y'all can see the spoiler review that I got for the movie. You know what I'm saying? But yo, this movie is off the chain, y'all. It's off the chain. And we'll talk more about it once Johnny Quest check it out, because yo, it's a bona fide classic already. It's a bona fide classic already.
I mean, just looking at the cast, you got Lena Headey from Cersei from Game of Thrones. You got Angela Bassett, and you got the one and only Queen of Martial Arts herself, Michelle Yeoh. So, I mean, that right there is already a recipe for an amazing movie. So, This is not one of those things. I think it's not a chick flick, so nobody go and be like, oh, that's a chick flick. No, this is kind of seen for me from what I can see. It's kind of like a Kill Bill meets what's the name of the movie? Like a Max Payne or like a Desperado type thing. But I don't know. I gotta see it. I'm excited to see it. I'm gonna see it. But yeah,
I'm gonna say just off the top, I'm gonna say 3 movies that is somewhat of a cross between right now, son, to get your hype, to get your whistle kind of wet.
Oh man,
so Kill Bill,
okay,
The Professional,
okay,
and Shoot 'Em Up.
Okay, yeah. That was the one I was looking for. I was looking for Shoot 'Em Up. I was like, remind me of Shoot 'Em Up, but I couldn't remember exactly which one it was. But Shoot 'Em Up, I'm saying Max Payne, but I'm thinking about Shoot 'Em Up because Shoot 'Em Up was my joint. That's my joint, man. That's hot. But so y'all, we got a lot of stuff to talk about. Some of you want to cue that picture up, man. So if y'all don't know, if you have maybe you've been on a rock, I don't know. Maybe you've been somewhere. You know, it is stimulus time. Maybe you was somewhere with your baby mama and you was trying to get some of that stimulus money. You're like, oh, baby, give me some of that stimulus money. I don't know what you was doing.
Get that child tax money, baby.
What was you not watching Loki for? Because Loki has had 6 amazing episodes, ladies and gentlemen. 6 amazing episodes. And basically what this show is about, it's about your man Loki. If y'all seen the last Avengers movie where they went back in time and Loki was there and they caught Loki and he got the Tesseract and he used it and he went to another dimension. So what happened was Loki got caught by basically the time police. And the time police said to him, you know, because you changed the timeline, you've made a variant in the timeline. So now you must be pruned. You must be brought back to this world. So he's with your man, Owen Wilson, and he is part of the thing that they call the TBA, which is a time distortion police, which basically keeps the timeline intact. However, there was another variant. That variant in particular was the person that was kind of wrecking up and messing everything up. And so they said, okay, we're going to use Loki to go and find the variant. Loki's like, why are you going to use me? I'm Loki. What do you want to use me for? He was like, because Loki, the variant is you. And Loki was like, say what? So the whole time, you know, Loki is trying to chase down this variant. Come to find out, as it always goes, who's going to be the better person? It's going to be the female version, because the female version, y'all females, y'all always tend to be better than the guys and stuff, even though, you know, whatever. So, you know, at that point, then we found Loki. Loki was doing things like, man, it's a very female. And, you know, she's super smart. And they found out that the whole TBA thing was a ruse. Something was wrong. Everybody was variants. The timeline is all screwed up. So they made this magic attempt. They met other Lokis, and they met my man OG Loki, who is actually, what I heard, he's getting his own series. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. OG Loki is getting the muscular, built-up suit, and he's going to get his own series. Because that man, if y'all haven't seen it, you better go watch that. Because with Glorious Purpose, my man definitely shut it down as far as saying why he the OG Loki. So anyway, so they managed to get to the end of time, and they met the person who was pulling all the strings. And that person was none other than Kang the Conqueror. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Kang the Conqueror, played by one of the lead actors from Lovecraft Country. All right, no doubt. So while Slim doing, I'm going to give y'all a rundown. So yeah, so Kang the Conqueror, man, he is one of the big bad baddies, time traveling type. He's actually one of the descendants of Reed Richards. And by him being one of the descendants of Reed Richards, if y'all know who Reed Richards is, that is Mr. Fantastic from the Fantastic Four, the man who has the super stretch abilities and whose wife is the Invisible Woman. His brother-in-law is Johnny Storm, aka the Human Torch, and the ever-loving blue-eyed thing Grimm. So the Fantastic Four. So that means that with Kang the Conqueror being here, I hope that they do that. That's going to get, because Marvel is coming out with a Fantastic Four movie. If y'all don't know, Marvel is coming out with a Fantastic Four movie. And so Kang the Conqueror is here. So Kang the Conqueror has been controlling this whole timeline. He's been keeping everything together because he, being a descendant of Reed Richards, who's like a super smart individual himself, he discovered that there were multi-universes. And if you guys watch Rick and Morty, because we're going to talk about that too, Rick and Morty later. But if you guys know anything about the multiverse, that there's different multiple versions of yourselves and different people, but they're all in the same timeline and all this at the same time, because we can go scientifically. Scientifically says that time is not a cause and effect. time actually is happening all at the same time. The present is everything. And so what's going on now is going on in other places, other times, other dimensions. So with that being said, Kang the Conqueror decided to meet his other multiverse selves. Of course, who wouldn't want to meet your other multiverse self? Who else could you hang out with? Who else could you be like, hey, dog, what's up? What you want to do? I don't know, but I know it's what you want to do because you me and I'm you. So that's how it's going to get down. So who in the world would not want to be able to chill with their multiverse self? So my man Kang the Conqueror was like, yo, what's up, multiverse self? Come over here. We're going to chill. And hey, Crystal, what's going on? Well, she just put last time. Hey, what's going on, Tanya? So he's with his multiverse selves. And all of them was good, and they was exchanging knowledge, and they was hooking up, and they was doing things. Me personally, if I met my multiverse self, we would all go to the strip club. It would be crazy. We'd be going up in there, and we just be throwing, we make it rain. It'd just be like all of us all in one place. But that's neither here nor there. But anyway, so Kang the Conqueror, the good people was all good. But, of course, there's always got to be a bad side. And the bad side decided that there's multiverses. I want to control them all. Why would I just sit here and not do anything? Why would I just try to take over? So they started destroying different multiverses, trying to take over. So the guy, the one that who remains, which was the guy who first found out the fact about the multiverses and was able to, good night, Tanya, was able to go to the multiverses in the first place, decided, okay, well, I got to put a stop to this. I got to do something to make the timelines be one timeline and stop the other Kang or the other timelines from branching off, therefore just causing multiverse universal cataclysmic war. And that's what he did until your girl Sylvia screwed that up. But so Slim, now that I've given them the rundown of Kang the Conqueror, what was your take on this episode? What did you see when you saw this? I was like, wow, like that's crazy. This was an amazing episode for me. It was so Rick and Morty. The whole Council of Rick, the multiverse for me, I was like, dang, that's exactly what Rick did, except for Rick is selfish. He didn't care about nobody else. He just decided to be the most strongest man in the universe by himself. But what was your take?
Well, just like in the comic books themselves, like now let me be very clear with everybody out there. I will never, ever, ever consider myself an Avengers expert. I know pretty much as I need to know about the Avengers and their lore and history because I've been a comic book fan all my life, but an Avengers fan I have not been. I know as much as I need to know about the Avengers, but I don't know all the intricacies of every villain they have faced, all this, that, and the third. Because before 2008, nobody gave two flying craps about the Avengers unless you really was an Avengers fan. You know what I'm saying? Because
no one cared. It was all about the X-Men.
Growing up in our era, it was about the X-Men, baby. It was about Fantastic Four. It was about Spider-Man. You know what I'm saying? Like you knew of the characters like Captain America. Hey, that was our boy. You know what I'm saying?
Captain America, Iron Man.
Iron Man was cool, but you know what I'm saying? Like you ain't like these folk you really didn't mess with. Thor. They all cool and individually, but the Avengers as a whole, it wasn't like, oh man, I gotta go get that new Avengers comic book. Like nobody.
I bought the Secret Wars toys though. I bought the Secret Wars toys.
Maybe West Coast Avengers for a little minute was cool, but that's about it.
Because they had shit.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So with that being said, growing up, it wasn't really about the Avengers, so to speak. Like I had some of their books. I mean, I had some of their books here and there because my dad bought me some of those books. And some of the books, especially from the 80s, was cool, especially Captain Marvel, the original Captain Marvel, Monica Rambeau, you know what I'm saying, when she had her white and black outfit, you know what I'm saying? She looked great, she was looking good up in there, and I had some of those classic issues from during that time. But anyway, with Kang had this same council in the books as well, where he had a council of different Kangs, from all across the multiverse and stuff. And Kang is a very pivotal character, actually, y'all. Kang is when I say he's a pivotal character, he is a pivotal character because he went back in time. His first appearance, before they even introduced him as Kang the Conqueror, he was introduced as a pharaoh who went back into the past of Egypt. And the reason why he went back that far in the past, because he wanted to be in control of, he wanted to be the tutelage. He wanted to be the tutor of one of the most greatest villains in history, one of the most greatest conqueror, one of the biggest conquerors in history, who is an immortal, the first known as the first mutant in Cyber, better known as Apocalypse from the X-Men. So with that being said, he wanted to go back so he can find Apocalypse and, you know, raise him basically as his student or whatnot, which inadvertently, you know, because of his time machine and everything like that, that gave Apocalypse, you know, kind of knowledge, you know, some knowledge of the future and things to come, you know, saying as he prepared for his strongest of the fittest, you know, situation way back when. So Kang in that sense was responsible for that. And the reason why Kang didn't stick around long enough because the Fantastic Four also were time displaced doing around that time, probably like about a year after he came into rule, and they came and thwarted him and he went back into the future, and then he eventually came back in the 20th century, which was the present at that time, as Kang the Conqueror, you know what I'm saying, going against, you know, the Avengers and such and all of that type of stuff, you know what I'm saying, throughout, you know, the rest of the history in the comic book. So Kang is a very pivotal character, you know, due to all the things that he's done. And that's pretty much what this series had been hinting on the whole time. But, you know, after, you know, everybody got kind of, you know, hyped up off of, you know, the whole Mephisto thing and WandaVision, right. You know what I'm saying? Nobody didn't really want to, you know what I'm saying, get their hopes up thinking, are they going to show Kang? Because we knew Kang is coming, because Jonathan Majors, who is playing He Who Remains in this episode, which if you have not seen Lovecraft Country, what's wrong with you? First and foremost, that was a great show. Is
18 Emmy nominations.
18 Emmy nominations, and they canceled it. HBO is stupid. Stupid. You're stupid.
Dumb, man.
Stupid.
You know, I mean,
so
I got a question, Slim. So my question is with Kang the Conqueror, right? So he's descendant of Reed Richards. You think this is going to start the whole Fantastic Four connection? How you think that's going to play out?
Now check this out. Now here's the thing. What I had just read, because I was, you know, because Kang's original name, Kang's real name, y'all, that in the comic books, his name is Nathaniel Richards, which ties him to Reed Richards, you know, Reed Richards of the Fantastic Four. Now, what I read further is that he is not a descendant of Reed Richards, but he is a descendant of his father, who is, of course, a time traveler. His father, who dabbles in time travel. So he is not a descendant of Reed Richards. He is a descendant of Reed's father. So he's more like probably like the descendant of Reed's. You know, obviously, if Nate, his father, has kids, and that would be Reed's siblings. So he's a descendant of Reed through, you know, his siblings. So he's like a great nephew descendant as far as that goes. So with that being said, obviously that goes into play to his scientific prowess, because Reed Richards is one of the smartest, if not the smartest person in the Marvel universe. You know what I'm saying? Right now, you know, in the MCU, we see Tony Stark, and everybody like, oh my God, Tony Stark.
And Hank Pym.
Hank Pym and Bruce Banner. Reed Richards is pretty much above all them cats. You know what I'm saying? Because Reed Richards had been doing interdimensional things and this, that, and the third. All the things that Tony Stark can't do, Reed Richards can do. Well, now, when I say this now, I don't know, between Reed Richards and Tony Stark, I guess when it comes to you know, it varies in technology. Like, I think Tony Stark is more better on the armored aspect as far as mechanics and, you know, weapons and stuff. But Reed Richards is still the same. But I think Reed Richards steers away from that because he's such a pacifist, and he doesn't create weapons of that such, because he's a scientist, he's an explorer. So he didn't dabble into weapons as Tony Stark did. Tony Stark was into weapons and all that type of stuff before he, you know, became more of a peacekeeper, you know what I'm saying, as opposed to Reed Richards already being a peacekeeper from jump, you know what I'm saying. So that's the biggest difference between Reed Richards and Tony Stark.
And you know what's funny about that is, it's like when you go down some of these rabbit holes as far as like with these characters in the multiverse, it's one of those things where Marvel, you've got a lot of work to do now, because I mean, you got a lot of work to do, because and I think I like the way the timeline is going, because we're getting into Captain Marvel. So, all the rumor mills. Big ups to Loki for getting season 2. One of the first shows to get a season 2. And he deserved it because the show was amazing. But now, if you look at it, and we're going down all these different timelines, okay. So we introduced Kang the Conqueror, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that opens up again what my man Slim just said about Apocalypse. So now we're making our connections towards our mutants. Then we got Black Panther coming out, which makes another connection to the Fantastic Four, which is a very big one that, we really haven't went down because the whole Claw thing, like Claw, they really didn't use Claw like he should be at his full potential. Hopefully, while this being the multiverse, some of those characters that were killed out and were changed will be different. It's overall Slim.
Yeah, I can't help that. That's that boys stuff over there.
So so with that being said, I mean, this opens up a lot of things. A lot of people are, upset about Black Panther and, maybe recasting, but it's a multiverse. So at this point, you can throw in another person playing that character and it'll be seamless because of the fact it's a multiverse. Because, this Tony Stark is a character from their particular verse, where another Tony Stark may be different because the variants don't look alike. And that's the thing that they opened up, which is smart because that gives them longevity in the long run, because anything can happen. Your characters get old and they become different people. Then you're like, well, he can't be Captain America. Yeah, he can because he's a variant. It's a different timeline. So this opens up a lot of different things. Then we got Captain Marvel coming out, which if y'all don't know about Captain Marvel, yeah, she's cool. She got a lot of power. She's great, but she gets her power sucked by Rogue, and that's how we get 90s Rogue. With the super strength and the flight ability and all that. So the rumor mill is that she's going to appear in this Marvel's movie, which is supposed to be with all the Marvels, Captain Marvel, Miss Marvel, and Marvel. But so with that being said, this episode is great, but man, the acting on here was great. The boy was just all over the place. He was insane. He was maniacal. He was the type of person that you would expect to be at the end of the world and know everything that was going on. And it, like I said, it was very, 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 very Rich Sanchez from Rick and Morty. Like that was definitely a great episode, man. I cannot wait. I cannot wait to see what's going to happen to the next episode. I mean, the next season. But as far as the movies go, there's going to be a lot of great stuff going on with the movies, man. Trust and believe. Y'all get ready because there's going to be a lot of stuff going on that's going to be blowing your mind.
There's completely no doubt on that, son. There's completely no doubt on that. With what we saw, how Loki ended, it opened, it truly opened up what was going on, because everybody thought that, which I even thought. So it's not like it was a dumb thought that Wanda was going to be responsible for the multiverse opening up, because we know the extent of her powers, in the comic books and everything of that nature. But she hasn't got all the way there yet, which is one of the reasons I believe that they are going to. She's going to be in Doctor Strange's movie, so that's going to open up her powers to the next level by her being tapped in to the multiverse at this point. Now that it has all of these different branches have opened up, so she's going to be more in sync with these different multiverses. And it was already a hint on with it, regarding, with the what you call the term? I'm trying to remember the name of the term. With the red Aaron that they did with the guy, of course, who played Quicksilver in the MCU,
right,
playing her brother. So so that was the red Aaron as far as that go. And so we will most likely either see him again in the multiverse as that Quicksilver, or we will of course see the original guy who played Kick-Ass in the Kick-Ass series, who played her brother in Age of Ultron, that him back as Quicksilver in some type of form. Who knows? You never know how that gonna be there. So that's what we are looking forward to as all of that opens back up, ladies and gentlemen. You feel me?
But something too, we haven't seen the collateral damage as far as all the universes being scrolled apart, because what we know is what happened in Loki's original universe that he came from. We have no idea what has happened from Loki being with the TVA, what has happened since he calls Kang the Conqueror to reassess the timelines. We could be looking at the Marvel universe just like how it appears in the comics 100% at this point. We have no idea, because with that way the episode ended, it's a whole new ball game as far as the Marvel universe goes now. It's completely different from what it is, and I'm really, like I said, I'm really excited about it to see exactly what's going to happen. But yeah, man. So on another TV show that we watched, and Slim want to cue that one, man, is none other than Rick and Morty. Rick and Morty said this episode was crazy.
Now, let us tell you, before we get too started on this episode, now that we have moved on to Rick and Morty territory, we of course got to talk to y'all about the episode before that, because we didn't get a chance to talk about it, which is the episode that pretty much broke the internet as far as that go, with Planetina, who is one of the greatest parody characters ever to be created, I think, you know what I'm saying, in terms of everybody know who she was parodying off of. She was parodying off of early 90s cartoon character, cartoon superhero Captain Planet. And with that whole situation with her and Morty and, you know, their little love affair that happened, that was like freaking crazy. And so, you know, as far as this episode goes, this episode right here, it was pure chaos. It was pure chaos. Now, me myself personally, I'm not even gonna put this in my top 10 Rick and Morty's, but if I want to say top 10 Rick and Morty episodes that was freaking bonkers and crazy, it definitely goes up there. You know, with Morty, you know, doing what teenagers such as himself would do, a nerdy teenager would do. You know what I'm saying? He saw that horse machine. He saw the machine that, you know, takes horses to their, you know, ultimate pleasure. And he decided, you know what? I think I need that. You know what I'm saying? Like it was either a choice of being like Jason Biggs with a pie, or going ahead and getting to the horse machine that was going to handle the job right. And as y'all can see, this was the result of him after a week of, you know, ultimate pleasure. You know what I'm saying? He got the OJ, he in the robe, you know, he's chilling on the roof. You know what I'm saying? He's pretty much in the happiest of places, until, you know, Grandpa Rick comes up and he has a barrel of he has a barrel of Morty on hand. He has a barrel of Morty on hand, and that's where the episode takes a crazy turn, y'all.
So this ain't the first time that Morty has, you know, spread his royal oats, because, you know, the first
into a machine that
right. You know what I mean? The first time he made sex with the fembot, and he had the alien creature, the dude, and that was his son that raised and made the book about her. But now this man has made sperm killing monsters that were super intelligent, that were trying to basically destroy the earth. And, you know what I mean, they met one of the most badass characters of all time, Slim, the badass character of all time. I wish we could slow the clip, man, but of course they're not gonna let us slow the clip. But Blazing, man. Blazing was that dude. Blazing was the dude, man. And Blazing, y'all got to see it, man. But, you know what I mean? This episode was just completely crazy. They actually did a movie poster for it from the Tremors movie from back in the day in the 80s, if y'all ever seen Tremors, where they made this copy of this movie, man, the copy of the poster. Because, I mean, your man made killer sperm. The killer sperm, they was giant. They was huge. They was terrorizing everybody. It was a super smart one. And it was insane.
You know, I'm gonna correct you real quick there, son, because you know I love the 80s, but I gotta give some credit to the 90s, because Tremors came out in 1990.
Oh, well,
I'm gonna give some credit to the 90s, because Tremors came out in 1990. Shout outs to Michael Gross, who was in like almost all
every single Tremor. I think he wasn't in part 2. I think that was the only one he wasn't in. Because I'm a Tremor. I watched Tremors, man. I've seen the Tremors. Whenever the graboids, and they're called graboids, y'all. The graboids were the big worm form. Then the graboids turned to the kind that had the 2 legs where they evolved. Then I saw the graboids that fly. Then I saw the graboids that was like humans inside of a body. So I've seen a lot of Tremors movies. So it was funny as hell to see this Rick and Morty episode, man. Like, they got down, bro. Like, they killed it. And Rick and Morty is continuing to push on and just demolish this season. This season has been just a complete and utter monster as far as it goes, man. It's been amazing, like, to say the least. But I mean, Rick and Morty does their thing, man. Every episode it gets more insane and more insane. This episode right here was hilarious. But the part that's really, really spectacular is the fact that they left so many openings for what to happen next. So we've got possibly the potential of Rick's love child to return and the incest baby from outer space. I don't know how this is going to play out. But I'm telling you, when y'all whenever it plays out, it's gonna be something really interesting to see what's gonna happen next, man. But so
trust and believe that's gonna be super insane, y'all. Super insane. Be right back after these quick little messages right here. Johnny Quest, hold on for a minute. I'm gonna let you take over for like 2 minutes.
All right, man. While he's going to play the water bill, man. A lot of things is coming out for 2022 as far as TV shows and cartoons. You know, like we'll talk about He-Man in a minute, but if y'all don't know, G.I. Joe is coming out with a new show in 2022. Super 7 actually released a new toy line based on the classic G.I. Joes in homage of that being released. And another one that's being released is none other than Silverhawks, two amazing staples of the 80s. The 80s just continue to run on with some of the amazing cartoons, and those two shows are getting a reboot. Again, it's going to be Silverhawks in 2022 as well as G.I. Joe 2022. I'm not exactly sure which studios are going to pick those up. I'm hoping it's Netflix. I'm hoping it's like a binge-worthy series because, honestly, I love my Disney Plus and I love all that, but I really want to see all my episodes in one day. That way, if they suck, I can say, well, that sucked, and I can move on, as opposed to me being pulled around for episode after episode, just waiting for another episode to get good. Like that's not cool. That's not the move. So, I'm really hoping that whenever they do these, that they go ahead and put them on like Netflix or something where we can see all the episodes in. I mean, because don't get me wrong, as a kid when I grew up, I was waiting for every single episode, just like all the rest of y'all was. We were all waiting for new episodes to see what was going to happen next week.
Because that's what it was back then. That's what it was, and we didn't have. It wasn't no reason to, showcase. I'm like, back then, we would wait every day for a new episode. And that was the routine. Coming out in school. Like getting out of school, coming home. Boom, episodes on, like they knew exactly the best time to have those come on TV because they knew what time kids were getting out of school, 2, 3, 4, 5 o'clock, those episodes would drop. And like syndication, you could always catch your episodes on syndication. And then, when it came to shows such as He-Man, like those were shows that was those cartoons were on before we started school. Like we were like kids of the 80s was already trained by the time we got into school, because you talking about He-Man came out, the cartoon came out in 83, 84, 85. By the time we was in school, going to school, like I started school, we started school the same year, we were the class, we were in the 86, 87 school year. By that time we was already fans of He-Man, Transformers, G.I. Joe, Thundercats. We was already into all of that stuff already by the time we got into grade school. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? We was already into it. You dig? And so, are you ready for me to pull this up?
Yeah, I'm going to just show them. Wait a minute. No, I'm already subscribed. Okay, there you go. You can click it. You can pull it back up. So, yeah. So these are the remakes by Super 7.
Oh yeah, those are hard.
Which are complete animated versions of the original series. You got your classic animated Joe. The Cobra Commander is the one that just blew me away. Like, look at that Cobra Commander.
Yeah, that Cobra. That's the only one I'm really looking at right there. Like Duke is cool, but that Cobra Commander hard. Right. And the cape. You can take the cape off. That's what's up. And wait. I thought. Wait.
That's classic Storm Shadow. Classic animated Storm Shadow in timber.
You know what I thought they had did, but I see they didn't though. Well, I'm surprised they didn't do that. I'm kind of actually disappointed they didn't do that. Like you got all of that going on with Cobra Commander. Y'all got a daggone bust out. The Cobra Commander with the hood. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think a lot of them been going towards that helmet because it's an easier design. I can't 100% attest to that, but I'm not exactly sure. Now these,
but the hood is just as easy. You just gotta make a hood mold. You know what I'm saying? Have the eyes cut out. You know what I'm saying? Like that's
true,
cool.
true.
They
I
ain't
mean,
that hard.
I think they wanted to debut that first, but I'm certain they're gonna do that. I mean, it's almost without a doubt they're gonna do that. Let me see if I can find the Silverhawks to show y'all the Silverhawks because
I feel like this at this point, you know what I'm saying, that should have already been an option. Like, you know, like these characters have been around going on 40 years, and so it's like if you're going to do these versions, come on, you gotta come with it, baby. You gotta come with it. You know what I'm saying? But of course, you know, they trying to catch all them coins, though. That's what that is.
I wholeheartedly agree. But you know what? The thing I will tell you, you know, about toys, man, and it's just like anything else. As long as they can push it off and keep pushing it around until they can get to the point where it's like, oh well, we came out with the such and such version of Cobra Commander with the mask, without the mask, with the hood, with the messed up face, the Cobra la 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 face, like, you know what I mean?
Right,
like,
all that just be having all types of craziness going on when it comes to it. While C is talking about that, I want to get in while we still like in the movie and TV section of, you know, saying the Nerd Strip Club. I want to give homage because this is episode 007 of the Nerd Strip Club, and so of course, without further ado, we gotta shout outs because, you know what I'm saying, we grew up, of course, in the 80s and the 90s and the 2000s and the 2010s and the 2020s. And one thing that all those decades have been coming along with the decades before, the 70s and the 60s. Next year will be 60 years since the very first 007 movie, Dr. No, which starred the late Sean Connery, who passed last year in 2020. Sean Connery, who is a bona fide superstar, Hollywood megastar, who, of course, you know, who was the first James Bond in the series. And he also, of course, played Dr. Henry Jones Sr., who, of course, was the father of Indiana Jones, which was perfect casting. Because it's like who better to play Indiana Jones' dad than James Bond? You feel me? Like, so with that being said, like there you go. You know what I'm saying? So Sean Connery definitely, you know what I'm saying, a giant in Hollywood. You know, he passed last year, along with Roger Moore. He did not pass last year, but he passed a few years back. Who was probably the second greatest James Bond in a sense. So I will say this in your perspective, because I have, let's see, I'm gonna say these are my top 4 James Bonds, and you let me know what your top 4 James Bonds are, son. In no particular order right now. Sean Connery, Roger Moore, Pierce Brosnan. It is a funny thing about Pierce Brosnan, because when I was a kid, I used to think Pierce Brosnan was like James Bond already, even during his Remington Steele days. And it's funny because he was trying to become James Bond after Roger Moore had stopped being it, but he got passed over for another guy who played James Bond, Timothy Dalton, in the 2 movies he did. And of course, you know, Pierce Brosnan ended up being the next James Bond after him. And so those 3, Sean Connery, Roger Moore, Pierce Brosnan, and the current James Bond, Daniel Craig. Even though a lot of people, including myself, say, man, he didn't look like the typical James Bond, because, you know, he didn't have that, you know, that he's more rugged than anything. He doesn't, his face, you know, isn't polished like the majority of the James Bond, the guys who've been James Bond. He's more so, if you got to pick between polished and ruggish, he's on more the ruggish side, because, you know, Daniel Craig looks like a James Bond villain as opposed to James Bond. You feel me? So with that being said, but Daniel Craig, his movies as James Bond, he's been killing it since he's been James Bond, which now, if I'm not mistaken, dang, how long has he been James Bond now? Was that 2006 when he first started? If that's the case,
yeah.
So he's been James Bond now for 15 years now. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? So, and I don't know if this James Bond is coming out this year is his final James Bond, but gotta give him credit. He's been holding it down for a minute now. That's a trip. And so, with that being said, those are my 4 those are more top 4 James Bonds, you know what I'm saying, out of the guys who have been James Bonds thus far. What are your picks, son?
I mean, my first, without a doubt, is probably going to be Roger Moore, because as a kid, I think Roger Moore was the first one I was introduced to, and he was just
me as well.
Yeah.
Like because when I first saw Sean Connery, I was like who? Wait, who? That's not James Bond. When they started showing his movie, that's not James Bond. Because Roger Moore, he was the James Bond of our childhood. He was the current James Bond, you know. And so, like,
right.
yeah,
He was definitely not the quintessential James Bond to me. Like, you know, James Bond, again, when I thought of James Bond, it was definitely Roger Moore. Then, of course, after that, I got to go back to Sean Connery. One reason what made Sean Connery like the James Bond to me is the artist named J. Scott Campbell. He made a series called Danger Girl. And, you know, he always made reference to Sean Connery as his, like, James Bond character, like his favorite character draw. So I when I went back and saw the James Bond movies, I was like, dang, I really like Sean Connery's James Bond. I mean, it was kind of funny because sometimes Sean Connery's kind of like the Steven Seagal. He had a little gut, you know what I mean? He was supposed to be James Bond. He'd be like, yes, I like to have some shake and not stir, but I won't be able to catch you if you run. My belly's a little full on the full side. But you know what I mean? He was cool, you know what I mean? But after that, I gotta go. Unfortunately, the man looked like a bulldog in the face. I'm just gonna be honest. I ain't gonna say that about him looking rugged. The man, like, they took James Bond body, took a little bulldog and stuffed it on his head. But however, his movies is action packed. I can't get over, you know what I'm saying? I can't hit it. Daniel Craig's movies is sick, you know what I mean? He had my boy Christopher Waltz in there as one of his villains, which I thought was, and then on top of that, my man took a bag to the balls. So that's gonna make him like number 3 James Bond of all time, because I ain't never seen no James Bond take the whole bag of rocks to the balls. He just he took it. And I was like, oh Jesus. I wouldn't even act it. I'd be like, cut, we gonna do what? No, I ain't. You can keep that, because these are double over my balls. This is double over my balls you trying to smash. I don't double over my balls. I'm
out of here.
Right. So yeah, I mean, that's my top 3. Then of course, Timothy Dalton is. I did not like Timothy Dalton and James Bond. Let's just be real, be honest, 100%. Timothy Dalton looked good on paper, I'm sure, but nah, he was not. Pierce Brosnan was a great James Bond, because I love Die Another Day. I love that soundtrack with Madonna. Big ups to that. I actually played the PlayStation game a lot. So Pierce Brosnan was cool, man. But yeah, so my top is Roger Moore, Sean Connery, Daniel Craig, Pierce Brosnan, and then Timothy Dalton. I mean, that's it. That's my order.
And shout outs to George Lazenby, you know, the late George Lazenby, who only played James Bond. He only played him one time, and that was in Her Majesty's Secret Service, which was a pivotal movie because that was the movie where James Bond's wife got killed. So,
and that's the reason why Daniel Craig is so pissed off, by the way. If y'all don't know why Daniel Craig started his first movies off, and because what they did with James Bond, if y'all don't know about the James Bond story, they rebooted it, but they rebooted it up under your nose. It's like they start off. So this Daniel Craig comes back after Her Majesty's Secret Service, the James Bond movie where his wife get killed, and at that point he asked for a license to kill to get revenge on the people, and they was like, "No, that's a little unorthodox, James Bond. That's kind of crazy. You don't just go off and kill people like that." But that's what he wanted, revenge. So yeah, so that's the whole Daniel Craig thing. That's how he came to be. But I mean, you know, Her Majesty's Secret Service, I saw it. I kind of fell asleep on it. I mean, it's a little dry. I'm gonna be honest. It's a little dry James Bond movie.
It was, and it was, and you know, during that time, you know, I can't remember what the reasoning was, but for I think that was after. I believe that was after, because Sean Connery did one more James Bond movie after during the time Roger Moore was doing James Bond, and that movie of George Lazenby, that was like before Roger Moore took over officially as the character, because I guess they wanted to make a James Bond movie, and you know, they didn't have nobody official, or George Lazenby was probably going to be the guy, but didn't want to do it anymore afterwards. And so, with that being said, you know, I mean, obviously, I'm gonna tell y'all, excuse me, right now, you know, the very first James Bond movie that Roger Moore did, of course, had one of the most hardest soundtracks, and of course, one of the coolest names, "Live or Let Die." And y'all know, of course, if you know that song, "Live or Let Die," the soundtrack for that was done by Paul McCartney. You know what I'm saying? Best known as a member of the Beatles, one of the last two living right now. Yeah, "Live or Let Die." Yeah, that was an amazing soundtrack. Jane Seymour was looking extra delicious in that movie. Shout out to Jane Seymour. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, that was definitely a pivotal movie. I mean, shout outs to all the women who have played in James Bond up to this point, you know, saying aka the Bond girls, as far as what they're known as far as you know, them being in the movies, you know, saying from Ursula Andrews in the very first one, Dr. No, to you know, well, I ain't gonna lie to you, I can't remember who was in who of anybody of significance was in the last one, but you know, the young lady who plays our Money Penny now, shout outs to her, you know what I'm saying, she's awesome, you know, saying that, you know, the movies have been, you know, completely awesome, and shout outs to the guys who have been in the movies over the years, you know, Q, of course, who stayed in the movies just about all the way up until he died. And it's crazy because Q was old when he died, but he didn't die of old age. He had a car accident and he died. You know, he died from a car accident. So that's how the guy who played Q died, you know, in real life. So who knows? He probably would still been in James Bond right now had, you know, he not been in the car accident. You know what I'm saying? So what we got going on right now? What we got going on right now that Johnny Quest Gaming just pulled up for y'all? Boom.
Well, since we're still on the movie aspect, we're looking at the phase 4 of the Marvel Universe, y'all. So we got Black Widow. So we're gonna talk a little bit about Black Widow. Black Widow, I put in my top 5 greatest Marvel movies all time. And that goes my Captain America's and Blade. So definitely, it was an amazing movie from start to finish. Her little sister in there was great. All the characters just had this great camaraderie. It was worth the wait. I mean, it didn't come out last year, but that's fine. I think it was worth the wait. It was a really great movie. If y'all haven't seen Black Widow, you need to go see it. It's going to tie into the new Hawkeye series. It's supposed to be coming out. But just overall, just a great movie, man. And big ups to Scarlett Johansson. She nailed that character. I've watched Black Widow in the movies. I played with Black Widow in the game, and I was always like, she's cool, but she's just not. I'm like, you know, she's a cool Avenger, but she don't really just stand out to me. But Black Widow, the movie, made me a believer of that character. Like I said, definitely one of my top 5s right now. I put her really high up. And we got other movies coming out this year. We got Shang-Chi, we got The Eternals. Spider-Man just actually introduced his new costume from Spider-Man No Way Home. And then, of course, you know about Kang the Conqueror has set off into motion the Multiverse of Madness. So we see that. We got Thor, Love and Thunder, Wakanda Forever, The Marvels, which is it's supposed to be a movie, but it's also going to be a TV series as well. So going to see how that work out. Then, of course, we got Wasp and Ant-Man coming back in Quantumania again with Kang the Conqueror. Guardians of the Galaxy, which this was supposed to be their farewell song on Volume 3. And last but not least, the biggest one up here for me, I don't know about you, Slim, is Fantastic Four.
4, baby.
Yeah.
And yo, let me tell y'all just a little quick something, because people don't understand the significance of it. What, like the fact that they are finally coming into the MCU, like y'all don't understand, because the Fantastic Four started the Marvel Universe, y'all. They started everything that happened in the comic books for the past 60 years now, from 1961, 60 years ago, up until now. You know what I'm saying? It branched off of what happened in the Fantastic Four. Started from those books that Stan Lee wrote and Jack Kirby drew. You know, those late guys, rest in peace to them. You know what I'm saying? Everything stemmed off of Fantastic Four, which of course was built as the world's greatest comic magazine. They were the ones who built off superheroes with these everyday problems, and you know, everything wasn't cookie cutter. Everything wasn't hey, we're gonna save the day. You know what I'm saying? They'd be like, hey man, hey, you know what I'm saying? The Thing and Johnny Storm, aka Human Torch, you know, they had beef with each other. Everybody had a little bit of beef against each other. You know,
marital problems. You know,
it was all crazy. They were trying to pay bills and
trying
stuff,
to pay the bills.
You know what I'm saying?
How real was that?
You know, so that's what the Fantastic Four started. They started all of that, and it trickled on down from the Fantastic Four on into, you know, Spider-Man, on into, you know, the Hulk, on into, the X-Men on into the Avengers and so forth, everything that occurred from the Marvel universe of comics from 1961 all the way up until now. And the reason why they didn't get there, just first and foremost, I'm gonna tell you just like this. That's the reason why Spider-Man, X-Men, and Fantastic Four wasn't in the MCU beforehand, because they were the most popular characters of Marvel, and so they were trying to get paid some bread. So they sold off their movie rights decades ago so they could get them out there into movies, and therefore that's why they were hung up into other studios such as Fox, such as what's the other one? Fox and Sony. You know what I'm saying? They was sold off onto those studios so they could go ahead and get the movies made for them. And so the Avengers are going with, you know, the other stuff in Marvel. You know, that was the stuff that was left behind that Marvel Studios had to work with when they came out, thus creating the MCU. And so until then, you know, they built up the Avengers and all of the characters from the Avengers until they could get back the big guns, which was the Fantastic Four, which was the X-Men, which was Spider-Man, which was the first to come back home, you know what I'm saying, via Captain America Civil War with you know, my boy playing them right now, Tom Holland playing them right now. So, you know, now that the big guns are coming back home, you know what I'm saying, you about to see a whole different situation. Now, of course, I know those that not into comic books be like, well, you know, we've been having X-Men movies for years, since 2000, Hugh Jackman, all the way up into Dark Phoenix. Like that wasn't no relation though. Like, yeah, they were cool, but that was all Fox. So we called them the Fox men, you know what I'm saying? We called them the Fox men. That's about that. The best thing to come out from, you know, the Marvel X-Men universe being over in Fox, the best thing to come out of that, which is going to, of course, come on over to the MCU as well, is Deadpool. And that was long after all the big movies that came out. Deadpool was the best thing to come out of that. That's pretty much what made Fox want to hold on just a little bit longer, because of Deadpool's success. And that's the only reason I hated that Deadpool was successful, because I was like, dang, I love this movie, but I hate it's successful right now, because they're going to want to try to hang on to it. Just like Venom. For some reason, Venom, you know, did pretty good for Sony, and that's why they trying to hang on a little bit longer. Like, no, just stop. Just stop.
Let them go. But you know what though? With that being said, with the movies too, like a lot of people, they talk about like the DC movies and stuff like that. But it's like people don't really understand, like the Marvel movies when they was first starting out were horrible. I mean, you had the original Spider-Man movie, which was horrible. And at the time when Superman came out, like around close to the same time, it blew the box office apart. So, you know, you had Captain America's movie came out. He actually came out with two. The 1970s version, which Captain America was riding on a motorcycle, and his helmet was pretty much a motorcycle helmet, and his shield was a see-through plastic trash. Then he came out with the 1990.
It was right after Batman version, with the Italian red skull.
Right. And it sucked. And of course, Batman killed it at the box office. So y'all don't try to keep that war with Marvel and DC and this, because I mean, all the movies aren't going to be great. You know what I mean? Everybody has their day in the sun as far as making good movies and making it good. At the end of the day, the comic book fans are the ones that win, because we get the movies and we get the things that we really want to see. But don't think that, you know, everything that shines just came straight out of now, because you really don't. You must not know the history. The movies like Fantastic Four has had y'all thought the one that came out what was it, in the 2000 something, 2015,
the Michael B.
Jordan was bad. You should see the
1994. No, the 1994.
I'm sorry. 94. I'm thinking 89, but yeah, 1994 version. I have that. If y'all ever want to see that on the show, I will put it on the show. I will show it to you. It's that bad. But you know what I mean? It's really good to see how comics are going and the way that everything's going and the way that cartoons is coming back. And speaking of cartoons, Slim, you know, we're less than a few days away from He-Man Revelations. And with that being said, we can go into another segment.
Let me refresh you on that. We are 7 days and 7 minutes away. 7 days and 7 minutes. In 7 days, it will be the 22nd. And in 7 more minutes, it will be midnight. So 6 minutes now. It will be midnight, the 23rd of July. Best to believe, soon as that happens, is going down. It's going down. So with that saying, y'all, we're gonna show something new that we do in the segment.
It's good because your boy Johnny Quest has got the toys, and if I see over Slim's shoulder, I see his new great piece of toy perfection on the wall. So that's right, y'all. Nerd Strip Club, we're gonna present toys to y'all. So toys going within the fact of He-Man Revelation. Go ahead and give him that amazing shot of that Super 7 He-Man, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. That is a retro play 1980s version of He-Man brought back to life. If y'all, this one is completely articulate in every single fashion. Knees, double knees, boot cut on the boot.
He got them making these. He got them making these.
That's right. He got it all, man, and that's a collector's item. So with that being said, we got another one of these. This one's actually Slim's right here. This is the He-Man Revelation Masters of the Universe He-Man. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. This is, I'm trying to get the glare off of it because you can't see. He's got the glare. Hold on, let me adjust my glare. That didn't help. But so this is the He-Man Revelation toy.
Tilt it this way. Tilt it this way, like forward. Like there you go. Boom. Bring it up some. There you go.
Yeah, the glare still is crazy. But yeah. So this is the new one. This is the full He-Man. He comes with a multitude of accessories. If I get this in there so y'all can see it. He comes with the power sword. He comes with the shield. He comes with 2 other gripping hands. In a really nice box. This is part of the Masterverse series. So this is the new. These are supposed to be premium toys. So these are the premium toys. And the first thing that they're displaying is the Netflix. So you got the Netflix logo. So Netflix. This has 30 points of articulation. 30 points. Wow. Back in the day, I think ours had like 4 or 5 points. So that's He-Man, the most powerful man in the universe. They got some really nice box art, as you can see, with He-Man. And it's got the origin story on the back here. And, of course, on the side, you've got this nice new updated artwork. The guy's page is actually on Instagram if you want to follow his page. Next in the line, we've got Skeletor. This is the new version of Skeletor. These are all made after.
I got a question for you. You haven't gotten the Evil Lyn yet, have you?
Yeah.
Oh, you do have Evil Lyn? Okay. No. I was just waiting because you know what I'm saying, because you know I'm about to go on a hunt tomorrow, so I was just checking.
Yes. So please procure yours. Just procure one. If you can procure one. Because that all I can procure is one. So here we go. So we got Skeletor in all his glory. This one comes with his Havoc staff. He doesn't come with the sword because it's in storyline. This one has the cape. He's got looks like Sorceress Tempest staff, and he comes with 2 hands. Really nice. This is an Eddie Nunez design.
That I do believe that is her staff, yeah.
And as you can see, the hood rests down in his face. Very reminiscent to Eddie Nunez's original artwork for these characters. And on the back, you got the same nice artwork for Skeletor and his bio. And of course, you got another really nice artwork picture here on the side. So from there, we go to Skelegod. Skelegod, I think we showed this last time in the episode, but this is Skelegod in all his glory. Full size Skeletor. Whenever he takes the power of the power sword, here he's got a energy charged fist. He's got a couple of hands, and then he also is sporting He-Man's power sword as well. On the back again, you've got the nice artwork with the bio, and of course you got another picture here. So after that, ladies and gentlemen, we've got Mossman. In the series, we got Mossman here, and he comes with just a sick ton of accessories with the Mossman. He's got 4 hands, and he's got like a ripping hand that goes out. Mossman like Bigfoot to me, y'all, but he got kind of like the Bigfoot thing going on. Back in the day, the Mossman was funny because he had like this material on him. It was like a fur weird material, and if you rub it too much, it would off, and then he'd be Black Man up under it.
Right. And that was such a weird, like it was so weird looking too. Like I don't know, maybe it might have been like artificial turf at the time or something like that. That might have been what it was that they put on them. As a matter of fact, I need to look that up about Mossman and see what it is. As a matter of fact, that reminds me, I wonder what type of hair, like what synthetic hair or whatever they put on Griswold back then.
I'm scared to know because it's probably some toy maker and he could be shaving his balls like. Boy, I made it. I think all the kids gonna love to play with this toy. as much as I love to play with mine. You're fired. I knew I was gonna get fired. That's why I shaved all my balls and put it on your toys. No, but so this is Evil Lynn right here. This is Evil Lynn right here, y'all. So this amazing toy. This actually features Evil Lynn without the hair. Man, this thing is really, really hard to come by. So Slim, please, if you catch it because it is super hard to find. And it's got the artwork. My box is bent, unfortunately. It's a little bent in the blister card, but it's still a mint condition for the most part. You got the nice artwork. And last but not least, this is probably the biggest He-Man toy I have ever owned separately. The biggest Battle Cat in the entire line.
Cringer, aka Battle Cat, baby. Now, I'm gonna tell y'all right now. That's how Battle Cat is supposed to be, because Battle Cat is supposed to be able to carry at least 2 people. So therefore, Battle Cat is supposed to be big, especially when you look at how big the toys are themselves. Battle Cat is supposed to be that big. He's supposed to be able to carry at least 2 people on his back.
Battle Cat is definitely going to be able to do it. Not only is it Battle Cat, just like Slim said, whenever you take off the mask, he becomes Cringer. And I mean, he becomes the Funimation old school Cringer. You got the artwork back there, really nice artwork. And then again, you got Battle Cat here posed on the side. So that is everything from the first wave, y'all. Everything from the first wave. So
that is simply amazing, y'all. Like, oh snap, Willow Smith just dang, Willow, what you doing, Willow? Shout out. I didn't want to get into the music just yet, but just now on my YouTube, because I'm looking at notifications from YouTube. Willow Smith, dang. Willow Smith, dang, she just dropped 3 new, I don't know if they're videos or songs. She just dropped 3 new videos or songs. Now, first and foremost, I don't know if anybody's ever heard Willow Smith's music. I know most of y'all, of course, think of her as just Will and Jada's daughter, or y'all just remember the one single that y'all might have remembered when she was saying she gonna whip her hair back and forth, and like when she was a child. But she is 20 years old, and she has been doing music throughout her whole teenagehood, and she has been dropping in some fire. Like, I love her sound, I love her cadence, I really love her voice and the music that she does. And one of the last songs that she just dropped, which was about I think at the end of last month or the beginning of this month, she had dropped a song, and she just dropped 3 new songs on her YouTube channel. So if you are a fan of, alternative music, just a good dope vibe type music, definitely go check out Willow. We'll talk more about that once we get to the music portion of things. But that just occurred just then, live just then, you feel me? So but that Masters of the Universe Revelation, y'all, we got now less than 1 week. We are less than 1 week away. We have crossed the midnight threshold. We are at it's 12:02 a.m. right now. Let's see, we got 3 new comments. We got 3 new comments in the building. Who is in the building right? Hey, Kiki Monroe is in the building. Kiki Monroe, what's happening? Kiki Monroe, what it do? Shout out to Kiki Monroe for coming through. Kiki Monroe, I met her via another YouTuber, a friend of mine, Tina Bellina. Kiki Monroe, she was the winner of my half-day giveaway on my channel, and she has entered the 500K views giveaway on the channel as well. Shout out to Kiki Monroe for coming through. Thank you for coming through, showing up and showing out, checking out the Nerd Strip Club as we are here live and in living color, you feel me? Making it do what it do and does what it does. Let's see. Johnny Quest Gaming, what else you got on the agenda? What else we got going on? What else we got going on, man?
Before we get up out of here, man, we're gonna touch on a couple of games real quick. One, if you want to go ahead and cue that up, Slim. This one I'm really excited for is the Aliens Fire Team Elite, where this is actually you playing from the original Aliens as a Marine. In a multiplayer just quest game, as you want to call it. It's a multi-platform shooter. It's in a lot of genres of Outriders, a little bit of Remnant of the Ashes. It's a full team-based game, so you and your buddies, I know me, Hustler, and Slim, And my boy Dante definitely gonna jump on this one, man. You get to customize your fire team and you get to fight with the aliens in full alien form, man. So this is actually coming out in August. I'm really excited about this one. Can't wait to play this game. It's gonna be really dope. And of course, we got Ghost of Tsushima coming out in August. The remake, or not the remake, the director's cut, where you get actually see new stuff from Ghost of Tsushima and a whole new island, completely new DLC. That's gonna be awesome. Big other information today, they released new shots of the Steam handheld console, which I'm really excited about how this is going to roll, man. That is my big thing that I can't wait to see that, man, when that roll out. But as far as gaming news, that's pretty much all I got. I got some new stuff for you next week, but I'm gonna wait until that actually comes into fruition before we go to that. And of course, if you guys go ahead and pre-order this, you can get the bandana accessory. If y'all don't remember, from a girl from the Aliens, my favorite movie, Aliens, because I wish Alien 3 was erased from the timeline. I think it was horrible the way they did Hicks and Newt, and they did Sigourney Weaver in that one, Ripley, so I was pretty messed up about that. But yeah, so we can move right along into music, Slim, because I got some music here I want to show y'all. This is actually from a young lady who's a coworker of mine. She's like, please put a shout on the channel. So I was like, yeah, no doubt. I'm a real one. I'll definitely play music. Her name is Adainaaa. Here's her song. We can actually play it without any problems.
Your volume. Check your volume down there on the Instagram. Can't hear it, son.
I'm not sure. Hold on. Are you not hearing it, or is it not playing through for you? Hold on.
Yeah, I'm not hearing it.
It's coming loud in my headphones. Hold on.
Well, it's in your headphones, so that's why we can't hear it. You gotta take your headphones out.
Oh, yeah, that is true. Hold on a second, y'all. Give me a second, America. Give me a second. That was in my headphones. I was like, oh, this is the joint, son. No, it was in my headphones. Wait a minute. All right. I got a lot of buttons I got to press, y'all. So excuse me, America. America's trying to get this together. Where is it? Dang it.
Hold on. Let me I'll cue her up if I got it. All right.
Can you say something, Slim?
Testing. What's happening?
Can you say something? No.
Say something. That's man. What's her Instagram?
All right, say something, Slim.
What's her Instagram?
All right, there we go. It's a day. You can see it right there. Hold on.
I am certain when I left because I didn't want to be a burden. I see you like playing games, 2K all day, and looks like I'm with the trying to drive me crazy. Lately, all summer pay me. I'm a loving person, hot like over the mind is worth it. I look for love in the worst of persons. Moved out with the wrong guy, I'm certain when I left because I didn't want to be a burden. I see you like playing games.
Yeah, man, y'all go check that out, man. Her page is Adainaaa at Instagram, and I think it's the same thing on YouTube. I'm not sure. Her album is actually dropped on the 8th. Was her single, so this is her single. And her album is dropping soon, so y'all go check that out, man. I never say it's your boy Johnny Quest and keep his word, man. If I say I'm gonna put you on the show, man, I'm gonna give you shout outs. Johnny Quest gonna give you shout outs.
So tell me what her Instagram name was again, so I can plug it down here.
It's Adainaaa.
Adainaaa, 3 A's at the end.
Yep, 3 A's at the end.
Okay, so for those that want to see more about her, I'm about to put this in the live chat so y'all can check in the live chat, and it will also be in the description below. So make sure y'all go check that out. That's Instagram.com/ADAIN888. That's what it's gonna be. That's what it is. That's what it is, though. And also, in music, as I mentioned earlier, Willow Smith, she just dropped some new music here on YouTube. We will play it, but I already know them things are copyrighted, so y'all definitely go check out Willow Smith yourself. You know what I'm saying? Check out her. Let's see, I'm about to plug her in at the bottom. You know what I'm saying? Y'all definitely go check her out. And it was some more music that I was thinking about that I had on the brain to check out, but I'm trying to actually remember what it was. There was some more music that I had heard recently. Next time I need to write those down because I will forget. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't anybody that I know in particular. But CNXO, who is a regular on my YouTube channel and Instagram, who I met via Instagram, she has some dope music that she has been releasing as of late. So she definitely does lo-fi music. She does hip hop. She is off the chain. I did a reaction on one of her videos, and I play her music a lot on my channel. So definitely go check out CNXO. That's she spells her name 5 with the number 5, 2 eyes, no. Yeah, 2 eyes, an N, and the letters XO. So CNXO, definitely go check her out on YouTube. She has a channel on there where she be dropping music all the time. She is a dope lyricist, and also who we just recently came across today, who I just found out is a rapper, who goes by the name Robin Hood. Robin Hood.
Yeah.
Most people, if you don't know who Robin Hood is, her real name is Miriam Hyman. Miriam Hyman, she plays Dre on The Chi, the Showtime series The Chi. Not only is she an actress, not only is she a rapper, but she is also a voice actress. She did the voice of Bismuth on Steven Universe. If you haven't seen the Cartoon Network series Steven Universe, she did the voice of Bismuth, which was a member of the Crystal Gems on that show. And she also, with the last name Hyman, first thing, you would think is, if you're into music, is she related to Phyllis Hyman? Not only is she related to the late, great Phyllis Hyman, who was a great singer, who tragically passed back in the 90s, but she is a cousin. She's a cousin of Phyllis Hyman, and she is a cousin of someone who she regards as her mentor, a legendary actor by the name of Earl Hyman, who played the grandfather on the Cosby Show, and best known for us also in the 80s as the Thundercat Panthro. So
right.
So she has a great Hollywood lineage, a great entertainment lineage, behind her, with those two that was into music and acting, and she is acting and into music. So she is the culmination of those two great members in her family, So that's what's up. Shout outs to Robin Hood, aka Miriam Hyman. If you ever check this out, sweetheart, we right behind you, and we on your team, Team Dre, on the Chi for that foolishness that your girl got that brat-a-tat-tat on her, Shout out to Brett. Brett came there through there and said, so funk fine,
and also on the Chi, man,
she did what Batman was scared to do for a minute. She did what Batman was scared to do for a minute.
but with the Chi, most important, man, don't take any type of relationship advice from Emmett. Don't do it. Don't take relationship advice from Emmett, please. If y'all watch the show and y'all see Emmett, y'all think anything that he says is a good idea, it's not. Don't do it.
Do the opposite of whatever Emmett tells you to do.
Exactly opposite.
Like what I'm saying? If he tells you don't kill yourself,
it's probably you want to do it. Just saying, you probably want, but man. But before we get out, man, I just want to say, man, Wu-Tang forever. That's right, y'all. Wu-Tang season 2 is finally coming back to Hulu. That's right. We getting a season 2. So for all y'all that was like, Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing, it's back. That's right. So that's my thing, man. That's pretty much it for Johnny Quest, man. I love y'all, man. Love y'all for coming out. Appreciate all y'all, man. Everybody keep being successful, do their thing, man. And most importantly, be safe out there. But a public service announcement, man. I want to say this to the streets, man. For all my young black men out there in the streets, man. Let today be the day that you look at yourself inside to make a change, man. Because I'm telling you, these streets ain't for everybody, and ain't everybody for the streets, man. This, what I'm saying? Y'all be careful out there. Be safe, man. What I'm saying? Read a lot of different stuff on the internet and stuff like that about people, even people near and dear, man. Y'all just be safe out there, man. Love each other. Be good to each other, man. But most importantly, man, just do the right thing, man. That's all I can say from Johnny Quest, man, on the Nerd Strip Club. Slim, what you got for him?
Hey, stay up on y'all A game, man. Stay up on y'all A game. I gotta catch up on Wu-Tang, of course, myself, because I ain't even seen the first season, so I gotta do that. I gotta, I got. I mean, I feel like, you know what I'm saying, like I lived during that era, even though I don't know them guys personally like that, but I lived during the era, so I'm like, dude, I want to see it, but I guess I want to see it, you know what I'm saying? Because I mean, hey, you can't beat the Wu-Tang, even though it's like we're only two of them doing anything right now. But you know what I'm saying, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying, like, hey, you know what I'm saying, hey, Wu-Tang forever. You know what I'm saying? I need for Wu-Tang and Outkast to daggone get up off y'all and daggone get some music started. You know
Let's
what I'm saying?
do a verses. Let's get the verses. Y'all heard it. Wu-Tang versus Outkast and verses. Y'all can even play Skew It on the Barbie, because that'll be dope. That'll be dope, man.
Right.
Come on, man. Do something.
Right.
Andre, stop playing your flute and come out here and play some music, man. Y'all heard it.
You know, hey, you know what I'm saying? You ain't got to be Pied Piper, man, because you better than that, Andre. You know what I'm saying? We need to see you come on back. We need to see you back. We need to see you out here like your baby mama be out here making everybody smile. Shout outs to Erica, man. Shout outs to Erica all day. Yo, she put your boy art on her story. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
She even follow him, y'all. So if y'all know the celebrity, man, Erica Badu, follow him, man. That's right. And and speaking of Erica Badu, man, hold on before we go, man. I gotta show y'all, man. Hold on.
Mosquitoes.
She follows Goat, man. She follows him. Y'all don't know. Erica Badu follows Slim, man. But you know what? There we go.
No, you know what y'all talking about, man. I'm just a humble Negro that's just trying to make it do what it do. Affirm and confirm. That's what I'm about, y'all. I want y'all to affirm and confirm. Affirm and confirm.
This is a picture that she sent to Slim personally. You gotta know about.
Shoot. It would have been more. It would have been more like the window seat video if it was sent to me.
That's what he was trying to get, the window seat. He was trying to get So big shout outs to Erica, man. Always doing your thing. One of my favorite artists of all time, and big shout out to Erica, man.
Shout out to Erica the Unicorn, y'all, straight up like that. And so with that, without further ado, y'all, you know what I'm saying? We talk Kang, we talk Bun, we talk Rick and Morty, we talk that He-Man, we talk that daggone gaming, you know what I'm saying? You know, the Alien game, the everything game, the Ghost of Tsushima, you know what I'm saying? We got more to come, y'all. So y'all already know what it is. Yo, make sure y'all like, make sure y'all subscribe, make sure y'all hit that notification bell. That's what it's all about. It's free, man. You waiting on. Let's go ahead and do it.
All this knowledge that we telling y'all, all this stuff, it gets deeper by the 8th episode. It get real deep. Like by that time, you probably gonna know the secret of the universe. I don't know. Maybe. Could be, but you won't know unless you come and watch episode 8. If you do that, then you might figure it out. Maybe I'll tell episode 9. Maybe 10. I don't know. But you gotta subscribe and watch.
Yeah, you gotta keep up on it so you can daggone find out what you need to find out about this world and this life. Until the end, this is what you gonna know right now. That we out. Nerd Strip Club.